Hey everybody, Kurt Holford here, and just doing some tests here. I made a post a little while ago on my Facebook account saying, you know, Holford Labs is in effect in trying to do something here. Ultimately, I'm not actually an official lab. It's just I like to tinker around and try to figure stuff out. So the tatami shortage that we have in the world for martial cutting and some of the stuff that's out there, there's always just look for alternatives. One of the things that I'm playing with right now is shipping cardboard tubes, which is what I'm going to be showing here in the next few seconds here. As far as like the successes and not, and so far there's been some good stuff that goes with it, but also at the same time too that I haven't cracked the nut yet as far as how to do this thing properly. I wanted some more research here in regards to bamboo cutting, which I understand is a practice to try to cleave through in a hollow bamboo tube. And from what I understand, that's to simulate certain types of cutting within the Japanese practices with tashigiri and so on and so forth. And it's just a matter of kind of exploring. So immediately, here's my immediate findings that I found out about cutting with a tube is one. It does not hold the same way as tatami, which it's not a surprise there. Two, it's not as forgiving. So if I cut this wrong, it's very evident really quick. So unlike tatami, where I feel like I go through something that's solid, cutting through something that's like a tube, it has a chance, you can see the wobble within the blade structure. On top of that, it's great for Oberhau cutting or cutting from above or fendente or whatever you want to call on it. But it's difficult for the lower cuts. And, normally I have no problem cutting through the tatami from a lower position, but this proved difficult. So there's more room to grow and learn in that regard. So with that being the case, I tried this with several different swords. I had two Albion swords out here that I was using. I have a Principe, which is the large one. It was the only one that I was actually able to cut and go through the tube while it's still being remaining in on the stand. And then I also was using a Albion Mercenary. Both were great for Oberhau cutting, no issues whatsoever there. And then also, when it comes down to I use some other variety type stuff out here. So I was using a Cincadia, which was it's a shorter civilian sword. It was I don't even know who actually made it. I picked it up online to do some research in regards to concealment and what people may have been utilizing for sword in one hand kind of combat tactics. You'll see in the video, I'm actually acknowledging that, I was like, oh, good, that it fell. And that's because I wanted to see if it could withhold it, because I had to put this core together, which I'll show images here in a little bit. It's a blue tube. I just took cardboard and wrapped it with duct tape and made sure the plastic shipping cap on the end there was able to hold it and that's how I'm actually fitting it to the tube, because it needs some kind of base value there. I'm sure some very traditional practitioners out there may have some suggestions in this. Please tell me, because right now I just want to cut. I want to practice my cutting variables here, and that's the big thing that I really care about throughout this whole thing. The other one I used was a Pavel Moc Kriegmesser, really whippy and really good, really nice cutting dynamics in there. First time cutting with it, so I've never cut with it on tatami or anything like that. And so coming out here, I've done a different kind of mixture. I used a cold steel katana that I've had for a long time, and that cut through with no problem whatsoever. So the big findings that I had here is, again, cutting from above, nice and easy. If you cut too fast, and that might be the message, and the message in all this is, if you cut too fast, then you're going to have a hard time trying to cut through different things. So those are the big things that I saw for all of it. So just kind of putting that all together into a little compilation here. Again, I haven't cracked the nut yet on as far as, what's the best way to put the core. Maybe it's too high, maybe it's whatever. But I just use these cardboard shipping tubes I found somewhere and picked them up, and I'm trying to see what that can do for me. So with that being the case here, I'm gonna roll the footage here so people can kind of take an assessment for themselves. Personally, again, so for me, it's been validating for some of the stuff I'm trying to do. All I was trying to do in this first set of tests was just doing cuts from above, such as just left and right, and then of course the lower. I mainly favored the my cut from my left side upwards from a lower cut. Did not try to do any crooked cuts or anything else along those lines here, but this is just to see what I could get out of it. So again, I'm curious to see what people have to think or say on this right here. Please, if you got thoughts or whatever, please leave a comment. Like, let me know if you ever done bamboo cutting. I'm not saying that this is like bamboo cutting, but with it being a hollow tube versus tatami, which is a rolled mat, I'd be very curious to hear what people have to say about those things. So anyway, I'm gonna roll the rest of it here so you can do your own, you can make your own assessment. So take care. Fight on. Closest one. Good. All right.